I recently went away and decided to do a beach macro photo shoot, but I completely failed, and here's why. So this is going to be a bit of a talking head video, so I would advise you can watch it if you want to, or just minimize it and go do something else while you listen to it. But it's all about my disaster trying to get a beach photo shoot video done for the channel. As you know, I'm mostly a studio-based macro photographer, but from time to time I do go outdoors and I do some outdoor videos. You'll remember the macro adventures that we used to do before the pandemic hit. A couple of weeks ago I went away with the family. We went to the seaside and I decided, let's do a beach photo shoot. At the time I'm testing a new lens that's going to be released soon. More on that in the future. Subscribe if you want to know what that is. Long story short, I didn't get no video done because of tourists. Now, I'm pretty sure there's a couple of you out there that have raised an eyebrow with that, knowing exactly what I'm talking about. You've probably experienced this. So let me go through the entire week with you and let's open up a discussion in the comments below about this type of thing and how photographers are affected by tourists, or what we shall refer to in the future this video as arseholes. So we got there on the Friday. It took us 6 hours because the old man's car kept overheating and breaking down, so we were already too tired to do anything on that day. But I did a little bit of scouting. I found some areas on the beach that would be nice to do a video with. Now, in case you don't know, I have a two-man crew when it comes to these videos. There's myself, who's the presentation and the photographer, and then the wife does the video work. I don't do the videos outdoors on my own. The wife, she goes shopping. I figure I'll go scout and I'll get some test shots with this lens. Within half an hour, I've had 3 different encounters with dogs that are off their leads. The most serious one was when I was taking this image here. Now, these are just test shots. I'm playing with the lens. When we get these lenses, we don't know what they're capable of. We have to play, we have to do test shots. Maximum magnification, go to infinity and all that. And I thought I'll do the cliche shot of a shell on a sandy beach. So I got my camera and I've got it right down into the sand. This is not the lens I was testing. This is the Canon EF 100mm. I still do use it for video, but I digress. So I got my camera down like that. I'm on a timer because I haven't taken my flashes or anything. I'm literally just the camera and the lens with the day sunlight, and it was about 11 o'clock in the morning. And next thing I know, there's a dog jumping all over my camera. Now, the dog doesn't know better. It just wants to get to me. It wants a fuss. My issue is with the owner's reaction. They just come up and go, "Don't worry, he won't hurt you." And I'm like, well, I'm not worried about myself, but I am worried about the camera gear that your dog is treading all over. Plus, it's a sample lens that hasn't been released yet. So the last thing I want to do is have that lens break or get scuffed up for some reason, because I haven't done the B-roll on it yet. Priorities. I had that, and that triggered my anxiety. Now, in case you don't know, I've suffered from depression and anxiety in the past. It's been well documented on the channel. This triggered my anxiety, and I'm like, what do I do now? So I walk it off and I go onto the path, and then I come down to this bridleway where the horses pass. A couple of horses passed down, and I thought that's a nice shot for comparison for the infinity focus of the lens, testing the infinity focus on the lens there. So I square up like this to go look down the bridleway. I'm standing there. I don't have a tripod or anything, but I'm standing there in the middle of the path, and some guy just walks up and stands in front of me, and I'm like, "Excuse me, I'm trying to take a photo," and he completely ignores me. He just stands there, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what an arsehole. And when I say tourist arseholes, I'm referring to the people that are not like you or I that are watching this video. You see, when I go on holiday, I conduct myself in the same manner I do that I am at home. But there are certain people that conduct themselves differently when they go on holiday because they're not in their home place. They're in a different place, such as they'll litter. Or in this case, such as with this photo, they leave the dog bags on the beach. Now, this didn't wash up because this is all the way up the beach. The water doesn't go that high. This is a case of somebody who's taken bags with them. They've picked up the dog mess and then just thrown it over the wall. And I'm like, well, if you're going to take the time to bag it up, why not put it in the bins that are provided? Now, I did pick this one up and put it in the bin, but there was a lot of dog mess on the beach. from owners that just don't care. You know, what do? Do you start throwing fists around? Do you start calling people assholes? Do you tell them to move? With the possibility of them turning around and starting a confrontation with you when you're carrying all this gear, you know? I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, the amount of disrespect that there is out in the world, and particularly after this pandemic, you would think that people would be getting along with each other, but it seems like it's gone the opposite direction. I'm done for the day because my anxiety's kicking up, and when my anxiety kicks up, you know, the blood pressure starts going up, and you know, people are in danger of having an accident. I ended up going back to the tent. I sat down with the missus, told her what had happened, and we decided that perhaps bank holiday Easter weekend is not the best time to be testing an unreleased lens on a crowded beach. So we decided to leave it till the Tuesday so that everybody, well, the arseholes at least, have gone home. And that happened. They went home. There were 3 tents, including our own, and then the caravans, of course. And we went with family, so several of the caravans are family caravans. So I went to the beach to check it out, and it is very, very windy. And unfortunately, the dead cat that comes with my microphone would not suffice in that situation. It was too much wind. You just get wind on your audio, and it's awful. And as we know with videos, the audio is probably the most important part, which is why I've struggled so much to get the audio right in this room. So I said, let's wait another day. Now, that was the Tuesday. We have till the Thursday to get a video done because we're not doing a video on the day we go home because we've got to pack up. That's on the Friday. So that leaves us the Wednesday and the Thursday. So I decided, let's go out and get some headphones. Now, as you know, on this channel, I only buy equipment when it's necessary. So I don't just buy equipment for the sake of it. Now, I went across a situation there where I couldn't monitor the audio. We didn't know if it was going to be windy and the microphone picking up. So I went out and bought a cheap pair of headset, which is only £8 from BM Home Bargains, so that the wife can monitor the audio and tell me if it's too loud. And if it is too loud, we can move position, or I can turn around, have my back go into the wind, and so on. So we got that, and it's too loud. The wind is too windy. So then that brings us to the Thursday, last day of being able to record. We had another family member pop up who we've not been on holiday for quite some time. And I sat down with the wife and I said, listen, we have an issue here where we don't have a laptop to edit with when we're out and about. We don't have any external hard drives. I have no NAS that I can upload wirelessly to. So all I have is literally just 2 of these memory cards. I gave up in the end. I was like, is this really worth it? With the lack of storage for being able to just film what I want, because when I do an outdoor video, I'll just keep filming. B-roll is key, because B-roll, you get to cover up any errors that you've done on the main presentation part. You just keep filming. And I wanted to do 2 videos. There's the review video for the lens, and then there's the macro adventure that I was going to do. You've got 2 videos plus the B-roll for it. And again, no laptop, no external storage to be able to dump my memory cards onto. So I think in future we need to look at getting some sort of external storage for dumping memory cards on, and possibly a laptop of some kind in order to do a rough edit so I can tell whether I've got the footage I need. FYI, that's why there's no Macro Monday at the moment, because I've had my external hard drive go down. I have no external hard drives to be able to put footage on. So as of this date, there will be no Macro Monday this year so far, because with Macro Monday, I like to film them back to back, so it's like a series. And unfortunately, I haven't got the room to store the footage. And if you mess up on some footage, which so far I've done on every single outdoor video, I can't just go back there and re-record a section or go back and capture some B-roll. So I said to her, well, let's just put off the video until we get back home, and we'll do an outdoor video then. That would be last week that's just gone, which would have been this video here if the wife hadn't come down ill with a serious illness that put her in hospital for 2 days. So that's the issue that I've been dealing with for the last couple of weeks. Again, I tried my best to do an outdoor video. It didn't work. We put it off so that we could do an outdoor video at my local nature reserve. But unfortunately, due to illness, we've not been able to do that. But my question I want to ask to you is, have you experienced this where people blatantly get in the way of you taking photos. Now, this is the first time I've experienced this. Now, true, I don't go out that often. I am mostly a studio-based macro photographer, but when I did go out, I haven't really experienced anything like this. Not with unruly dogs, people, arseholes, and just generally people just getting in the way of your photograph, even though you're blatantly, obviously taking a photo. It's not like I got a little compact camera and they couldn't see it. I got this monstrous thing here, you know. But I'm hopeful to be able to get out this week. The wife is on the mend. That's getting good again. So hopefully we'll get something done this week. Well, I just wanted to explain what has been going on the last couple of weeks, why the content's not been there, because we haven't physically been able to film it. Let me know your stories down in the comments below of arseholes getting in the way of your photography. I'd love to read your comments. I am going to read every single comment on this video, so I will reply to your comments down below, but that's where I shall leave it. My name's Stewart Wood. Again, thank you for getting to the end of this video, and I'll see you on the next one. At the time, I am testing the sunlight from. Now, as you know, on this channel, I only buy equipment when there is a FYI, that's why there's no macro